Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. A Nigerian lady recently advised parents to stop passing down religion to their children as it creates fear. She advised that parents who teach their children to face their own problems and focus on things apart from religion. She further compared Africa to other countries and implied that the reason some parts of the world seem to be better is because Black people focus too much on religion. Do you agree with that? You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Yeah, so in a nutshell, are we too religious? Because
that's a question.
People always ask that do we put too much church or mosque or Islam in our children's faces and our kids' faces, and we don't let African kids know how to solve problem. Every issue they have is somebody from somewhere that is the cause of the problem.
On the surface, immediately I saw it, I felt like I agree with this woman. Fantastic. This is exactly what we need to promote. This is how we should change this dependency on a spiritual power, which is what religion is about. Religion is a belief in a superhuman or one powerful person, and we just believing without knowing if it's true or not. So we ascribe everything, and I think it's a problem in Africa, being that we don't question anything. When anything happens to us, we feel it's God. I can't question God. God made it happen. So I agreed immediately I saw it that, no, this should be the norm, in that we should raise our children to think creatively, to think problem solving, to think of a problem that they face, not as something that is impossible to surmount, but as something that they have the capacity to solve. But at the end of the day, I look at my life and I know that my life is nothing without the exposure I had to the values from religion. So I don't agree with religion, I agree with the values religion is supposed to push. So you're not telling me, become a Christian, you're telling me, become Christ-like. And what was Christ? He was selfless, he had integrity, he had honesty, he was kind, he was loving, he promoted peace.
So when you hear conversations like a child is not feeling well, comes to you, Daddy, I'm not feeling well. And the first thing you do is every demon that is trying to cause this headache, I remove it. Yeah. Now, you don't give the person anything to ease the pain or ask questions on what caused, what happened to you. The first thing to do is begin to scabash. So, now, how are we raising our children that in every situation, first thing is scabash? So, now, is that a bad thing?
Two things for me.
Is it a bad thing? Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, it's a bad thing. Okay. So that has answered that. But two things for me is that we have so much pushed ourselves into religion and we've suspended our brains where we need our brains to work and think. God has given that brain to us for a reason so that we can use it. He won't come down to give us a table when he has given us a tree. So it's left for us to cut down the tree to make a table and make a chair that we need. God won't bring that down for us. So religion has I don't know the essence of it in the first place. I don't know the original intention of it in the first place, but it's been bastardized so much that you have a problem, and instead of you to sit down with your pen and your paper, what have I done wrong? Where can I correct this? How do I get this inspiration? The next thing is to run to a religious place to pray, and I have people around me who pray year in, year out, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Their lives have remained the same.
Now hold on. I'll come to you. With all due respect to that, you're right.
Yeah.
However, there are those that pray year in, year out, and they've seen results.
Okay, so now let's compare.
Let's
compare the countries that are not praying as such, the kind of results they're having and the kind of results we're having. I was telling somebody recently, I said, if you were born in a place like China, would you have, followed this particular religion? No. So our kids have inherited religion as against inheriting what will help them excel in life. I personally have a problem with religion because it's not teaching our children how to think for themselves and be creative. It's not. Everybody is just flowing with, he has said, this one has said, this man has said, this God has said, and we're not changing.
Okay, there's another argument that modern civilization was championed by the church. that many centuries ago, the church, with the missionaries we have, they all spread this issue of the movement of civilization. So at some point, in the rationale is that they had religion. Yeah. Yes, they've been able to metamorphose into where they are today. Okay. But it started with the root. The root was religion. I'm just trying to build the premise to the fact that, yes, many are saying that we are in that phase where religion is important, but eventually we begin to change into that civilization, our own natural self. Do you agree or you don't agree?
Okay, so for me, growing up for me, religion played a very important role in my life. You know, a lot of things while I was growing up didn't seem normal. I'd lost my dad. My mom was a very young widow. Things were tough. And I'm grateful for the religion and the part that it played. Because I remember then would go to church. She worked, you know, many hours at the hospital. So some of the times I used to spend a lot of time in church for catechism class and everything. I opened my mind to so many things. I used to get first prize in Christian religious knowledge in school because of what I had learned from that. So I also, looking at that, her question, I was like, first thing is, you can only give what you know. You can only pass on what you have been open to. So first off is that there needs to be a general re-engineering of how we think in the first place. Then secondly is that the religion that I grew up in, that I grew up on, did not teach me most of this where God takes care of everything. So I grew up Catholic. I was born Catholic. I grew up Catholic. It was the introduction of that brought that God takes care of everything, and you really didn't have to do much about it. So for what I know, what religion has done for me, the part of religion that I know, understood the part where, Miriam, you needed to work hard to make it. And God is there to just guide you. And already you have a Bible that guides you. I learned about empathy. I learned about honesty. I learned about hard work from religion. So I won't totally give it blanket no. But I think it's just our culture has also come into
based on that experience, the fact that how religion has helped us in difficult times. The other people that live in other countries have gone through exactly the same different,
and came out of it.
Maybe they didn't go through that religious path, but they were able to find themselves somehow.
The question. So, how many Christians, if you ask them why they are Christians, how many Muslims, if you ask them why they are Muslims, will not only have to say, I was born a Christian.
Inherited.
So, like, have you questioned your religion? You
cannot.
And if you cannot question, if we create the government is above the law. Religion is above the law. Daddy cannot be questioned. Mommy cannot be questioned. When we create those kind of framework, people no longer have capacity to think and question, why am I holding this cup like this? Why can't I hold it? Why? Think. The problems, what we are consuming as a society in Africa is the solution some other people thought through and provided for the problems they have. So we have potholes in Nigeria. Prayers will not change the potholes. We need to think of the solution. Why are you a Christian? Have you developed a relationship with God? Have you read your Bible? Are you just listening to the God that your pastor preached to you? Or you know the God for yourself? Because as long as you are depending on someone to teach you what you should know, you will depend on China to solve your local problem. We're waiting for China to build the trains, or waiting for China to build our roads, to build our airplanes, because we have missed it wrong from the foundation.
I think religion has caused more division than bring us together. That was why I said in the beginning, I really do not understand the original intention of religion in the first place. But I know that it's caused more, we see ourselves more differently than us being human beings and being together. So for me, I would want a situation whereby children are given a choice to choose what they want to believe in, what they want to follow. They are given a choice to find that path for themselves. Not, I am a Christian because my parents were Christians, or I'm a Muslim because my parents were Muslim. Give them that opportunity. But the way the society is, you inherit it. You see a problem where people want to change religion, and then they are being cursed in the family. You cannot bring this so-and-so religion. So for me, what's most important, because I have compared the two sides, those who do not have any form of religion and those who have one form of religion or the other.
But those who have,
trust me, they are better human beings than those who have religion.
But those who don't, those ones that don't have religion will go to hell.
I don't know about that.
But what I was going to say is that
How was it set up?
it's very easy to make the religion the scapegoat in our conversations. And I would go back to the way I was raised. I grew up Catholic, I grew up Christian, I lived in a Muslim Hausa community, and we lived fine until politics, until culture. Those are the things that we should look at. I think religion came at the time, as you said, for many centuries. It helped to guide us. Religion came when, in Africa, when we were killing twins for being twins. And religion came and helped with that. So many things it has, so many things that it has, that the good of it, it has brought like a positive. Yeah, right. So for me, that we should also look at the ills that our culture and our tradition brings to society.
Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there?
Children.
Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning.
Go ahead,
Thank
please.
you for holding me up for so long.
Oh, do apologize.
Sorry.
It was Mariam and
My name is Olainka. You see, when you talk about these issues, I would like us to correct a fact. Religion is not bad as well, because it's supposed to shape the moralities of existence. But however, the way we go about it in this part of the world is where we should check out. Because, for instance, places like China that you spoke about, they have religions. They do Hindu, they do Hare Krishna, they do other things. Those are religions, and they use it well. That's why they are able to invent things. That's why they are able to. Ingenuity lies with God. Take the cases of patriarchs in the Bible, like Isaac. God gave him an ingenuity to create wealth. So you cannot create wealth. So you cannot do anything outside God. And that's what religion should teach.
Thank you, Olainka. There's a point that I want us to bring us back to raising children, because let's not focus on so much on religion.
Yeah.
How do you raise a child to love God, love themselves, and also be a solution provider? Not just somebody alluding everything to an act of, this is spiritual. This is an issue, an act of issue and spiritual matters.
So I have to go a bit personal. I grew up in a family where my mom is very, very spiritual. Like, let's pray the lizard is sent from Kini, and the cockroach that passed was a response. I dreamt and I saw a cat, and I'm seeing a cat in real life. My mom is... My mom... I don't know, but my mom is in that space where she's a dreamer. I used to call her Joseph. She dreams and it comes to pass. My dad, on the other hand, is very, very calm and all of that. So because I had the benefit of seeing both sides, I made a decision to follow daddy's path when it comes to religion. So when I was small, and I've said it, that my mom, I'm an only child, they made my mom to feel like there's a demon in Ogbanje spirit is not letting other children come, and they were going to beat me. And I did not allow any pastor beat or pray. You don't lay your hands upon me. I was 7 and I didn't allow anybody to do that. So I'm saying that...
You said the spirit.
Yes, I was possessed. and we have people that have and they manipulated religion for their purpose. So I am totally not against religion. I'm a proud born-again Christian. I pray and I understand my God. I chose this. I have seen other religions. My decision now is to follow God and follow his values. And I think that we need to give children that freedom. Don't box them in. Expose them to the world.
I hear you. But I've shared my own experience also. And I think that's where the Christians also come from. That's the angle they come from. Yeah. When I just came from the US, I said, according to my mom, I came with plenty of demons. In fact, as I arrived, but my mother said, because every small prayer, I'll fall down. Just small, not even scabashi prayer, small prayer. She don't, constantly falling down. Mommy had to call her for me. Please, we need help. They removed all the excess demons I brought from New York. After that, I became free.
And you were not falling down again?
I wasn't falling down again.
You had overcome your jet lag.
You addressed it. But listen, that's the truth. It happened to me.
That was your experience.
After that, you can pray till tomorrow and won't fall down. But so, for a Christian seeing that, they'll say, it has worked. Mariah is not a better person for it. So when a Christian goes through that process, how would you not allude every success to spiritual?
No, so the thing is, You know why I usually go against the word religion is because religion has divided the gods. So there are different gods for different religions. But we have one creator, we have the being, we have the Almighty, who is a god to both the Muslims, the Hindu, the Buddhists, and the Christians, is that same one God. So religion has brought that division to make sure, okay, your own God is this and your own God is that. We have that one God. We have that supreme being. And most people believe that there is a supreme being that oversees everything that happens, that helps you when he needs to help you to sort out certain things. And every other, except you're an atheist, that's those people who don't believe in that. Every other person believes in that. But now how do you go about connecting with that? I, for raising children, would give the approach of raise them with universal religion, which is love. And that is what Jesus preached when he came. He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your mind. He didn't mention the name of the God. That is in the scriptures. And he said, love your neighbor. I'm just giving you an instance. That love your neighbor as yourself. So love is the #1 religion that we should look into. So when you teach your children, yes, okay. So you love your neighbor. Right. When you love your neighbor, you won't steal, you won't be greedy, you will do what you're supposed to do, you will be accountable. That is just what we need to focus on, not one church or the other. Yeah.
So about raising children, as I said, I'll go back again to my roots. The first thing you learn is the 10 Commandments. And for a child, when you're struggling with a lot of things, you sort of go back to that guide. Oh, what am I meant to do when I find myself in this position? I still think that the culture has been used in such a way, has influenced religion. So Tope's experience is very different. I've never seen where they would call a child Odigie. The only time I heard that was when I watched horror movies, Nigerian horror movies, and it was not a Christian. It was not a Christian setting. So I feel like maybe culture has been infused in religion, and people are mistaking that.
Gotcha.
For religion.
So we infuse culture to our own brand of religion.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I was falling down. Let me take Ade. Ade, are you there?
Oh, good.
Are you still there? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm still there.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I think we Africans, we need to go back to history and understand the history.
Yeah.
So Europe, we are talking about America or all those countries, they have history. When it comes to religion, they have a clear break between divine revelation and human reasoning. They understand that divine revelation is there and human reasoning is another thing. That is when they started all these scientific things that we are seeing happening in Europe. So if you go back to history, you read in the internet, you go on Google, you see UK, the Catholics that most of us said they created Christianity that we follow now. It is modeled behind the disciples of Jesus. So, and all the things they were doing before, nobody can even know Bible. It is the church that interprets the Bible to people.
Yes.
So it was when you're having people like Martin Luther, which is German, who interpreted the Bible that people now understand that the Bible has been used for their own gain. So it was Martin Luther that break that thing that people now understand what is in the Bible. They are using tithing on people then. But when people now understand that, they're not.
All right, let's take a few takes.
Okay. So Andrew Instrutum says a good example is the case of kidnapping. I am trying to solve it software-wise, but I have people who are my age group in Nigeria who are just only praying. Yes, God has given us tools in the head to solve intractable problems. Then Fash says religion can be likened to a drug in the right dose. It can cure ailments, but harmful in overdose. Africans are overdosed on religion, which is our problem.
Good one.
Yeah, may I quickly, I wanted to answer Miriam when she said they were killing twins before they brought the religion. The people who brought the religion with a gun and a knife, with the same religion. And they had their own practices outside. They were into slavery, they were burning their witches, they had their own bad practices. But they showed us what we wanted to see, that theirs was good and ours was evil. Africa had a religion before they came here. Why shouldn't we be looking into what worked at that time? You could not just pass somebody's company and steal a goat. You dare not. Africans had values before the white religion came. So why aren't we looking at what made Africans before the white religion came? So that's the religion. That's the religion I'm talking about. So in order to move away from all the ills we've seen religion bring, whatever religion it is, it's just to teach love.
So from where we are now, considering the reality of what we have now, is a country full of loads of problems. And how do we channel and chart a course for the future is for us to not ask God to do for us what we can do for ourselves. It's for us to start thinking solutions. So yes, you might have been brought up and you are very religious, good. And you might be praying that, like, God apart from when God dropped manners, every other time that people have fed themselves in the Bible, they've had to work for it. So we must start working for it.
So I wanted to change this topic, but honestly, there's something just came to mind. There's a part of the Bible, please help me, that says that a battle must be won spiritually for you to manifest physically. That for anything to happen, you have to.
It's happened in
the spiritual
realm
first. So when the Africans have that thinking that I must fight this thing in the spiritual, so I can manifest in the physical.
What are they calling the spiritual?
Yes, the spiritual.
What are they
for me
calling
is the
the spiritual?
Yes.
The battle every day is the battle of the mind.
The mind.
So when you win the battle spiritual means that in my mind, I have conquered it. So we are now praying that there's a war going on in one place in the sky.
Several levels of heaven.
Yes, we used to think there was heaven, that when you pass through the sky, you go to heaven. But science has shown us that there is no passing through the sky. Let us equip ourselves with knowledge. Let us ask questions. Ask your pastors questions.
So, for example, as we round up on this,
please.
As you change your mind, your thinking, your orientation, if you are go and sleep, you are likely to think of good things. So that time that you were thinking that they are killing you in the dream, chasing you, now you are,
it's the battle of the mind.
You are dreaming that you are conquering.
So
because
you're
you change your mind. And once that happens, it now manifests in the physical. So there's not one realm where people are battling and fighting.
Your vibration.
It's your head. That is your mind. That is
I think everybody should get knowledge, whatever your religion is. Nima always says it every time, that she sees a lot of Islamic practices that are not in the Quran. And she doesn't join any of all those forms because she studies her Quran. Know your religion
for yourself.
Study your Bible, study your Quran, and know your God.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.